Well, I know you used to be an indie pop, sort of indie folk artist, and you recently made the switch to EDM music. What was the motivation behind that?
So I kind of, well, I want to say maybe 3 years ago, I sort of fell into the whole dance music scene. Um, and I started working with a guy called Sonny Fodera. Um, and then it blew up from there. And I started getting more like dance DJs and producers that wanted to work with me. And I just loved writing dance music. And then like over time, I've been doing more and more. Um, and then yeah, now I'm here.
Yes, you have a new single, Cold Out, but who are some of the musicians who influenced you when you were growing up?
So I feel like I'm inspired by so many different artists. My parents listened to a lot of music in the house growing up. Um, so I feel like my dad listened to a lot of chill, like indie folk, and a lot of like John Mayer and stuff. And then my mum like more poppy music, but also like, yeah, quite like soft music, which I feel like I always have loved. And even like with the dance music that I make now, it's very like soft dance music, I'd say. Like I still like it to be, feel like cozy to listen to. Um, but yeah, I feel like if I had to say people that inspired me when I was younger, it would probably be a lot of singer-songwriter type artists like Tracy Chapman, because her song Fast Car was like what made me want to learn guitar. And even people like Ed Sheeran, um, yeah, the singer-songwriter, guitar people,
Well, your transition to this new sound has been so well received. I mean, you've had nearly 10 million streams on Spotify for your single Young Forever. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's fun. It's nice. Yeah, I feel like everything's fallen into place really nicely, and I am at a point now where I've like really found my sound where I can put the two together because yeah, I was a bit unsure at first, if dance music was for me, but then now, yeah, I just feel like the whole, yeah, putting all the sounds together in one is just feels very me. So yeah, it's cool. It's nice that it's just happened very naturally as well.
Well, as I mentioned, you have this new single Cold Out now. Talk about the story behind it, please.
Okay, so cold is about being scared of being vulnerable with someone. And so the lyric like, I don't want to dive in just to crash into the dark. It's just about taking that step with someone, and being fearful to give yourself fully to someone. And because of that, you subconsciously maybe mess things up a little bit. And you just feel like you're a bit cold towards people because it's that fear, you want to keep the wall up and protect yourself. Which I've been, like that. I was single till I was 25. And I, yeah, just subconsciously pushing people away. And it wasn't until I realized that, oh, why am I doing this? And all of that, where I started to realize, and now I'm with someone. So
Is that the response sort of you've been receiving as well from fans that people can really relate to it for that reason as well?
yeah, I think so. Like in a lot of my music, it is, yeah, I think so. A lot of my music is about, just quite deep and looking at, like mental health and all of that. So I think it is very relatable for other people. Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a topic that's been a part of many people discussion, especially
Yeah.
recently. And it's become more and more less taboo for people to discuss mental health and make that an awareness. So I think that's a great topic, very topical for people to really
Yeah.
relate to as well. Um,
Yeah.
when it comes to songwriting, do you need to have music before you can create lyrics, or do you find yourself fiddling with like a beat and then you find the words to go with that?
Yeah, so it would either be that I'm working with a producer or someone, and they would, either play chords on or like a synth or something, or sometimes even a full track, and then I write a melody and lyrics to that. But then the other side of it is that, guitar is like my first instrument. Been playing guitar since I was 14. So, and writing lyrics comes quite naturally to me when I'm with my guitar. So actually it was originally done as like a production with chords. And then I asked them, what are the chords? And I would step back and play it on guitar and then come up with melodies that way. Um, so yeah, so I like to do a mix of the both. Yeah.
You touched on how helpful Sunny was with the music you make. How much of a hand do you tend to have though when it comes to the production side of the music you make?
Um, I mean, I am opinionated. I'll have my opinions. Um, but I'm like dabbling a little bit in production myself. I want to get better at it. I've like had some lessons and um I'm also at a point where I feel like I can send back a good demo to someone where I've recorded my own vocals to their tracks. So yeah. And then obviously if the tracks you need some guitar and stuff, I lay that down. Um but yeah, I'm not super on it with the production. I'm more melody and lyrics and all of that. But I'll give my input for sure.
Perfectly understandable. You trust the experts to know, and this is a new foray for you as well, of course, sure. Um, is
Yeah.
there somebody you would love to work with, like a dream collab you would love to work with in the future?
I'd love to work with Elderbrook. I feel like he is, a good reference for what kind of the music I'm, going to be putting out and have put out. Because he's quite like indie dance. As well. Who else? I mean, Peggy Goo is super cool in the dance, music. So yeah, she's someone I'd love to work with. I'd also obviously love to work with, really big names in the dance scene, like, David Guetta and Calvin Harris and all of that. But we'll see if that happens.
When you manifest things, good things happen. We'll put
Exactly.
it out there and see if it comes our way.
Yes, it's gonna happen.
I have to ask, is there a full album or maybe even an EP coming here in the near future?
I hope so. At the moment, it's just singles for now. Also, just because it's very early on that I'm trying to, share my new sound. So yeah, I think we need to build that up a bit more so people are on the right page. And yeah, just know because yeah, I feel like people need to know, okay, this is Lily now, and this is her new sound, and this is the vibe she makes. I feel like people might still be a bit confused about what kind of music it is that I make. So yeah, definitely more singles for now, and then hopefully an album down the line.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the beautiful music that you make?
I'd like to say thank you for listening. And I'm definitely never going to stop. So there'll be lots more. Yeah, lots of my own singles, but also collabs with other people and vocal features. And yeah.